ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 2 of the rebooted Table Read. I am Ben Wieland, along with just one extra person today, producer Sean Connelly.
Yep, so special that we had to make room for just me.
I know, we had a couple call-ins. We're coming to you on a Sunday. I believe this will be running on Monday, but we are coming to you on a Sunday. And it was apparently a brutal Saturday night for some of the nerds out here. And it's just the true patriots are the ones that are doing the Table Read today.
Well, to be fair, Jesse had to work, so he couldn't really...
Yeah, Jesse did have to work.
Worm out of that. He was really upset he had to miss it, but...
But we'll be coming to you, not live. I was going to say live next Saturday. We'll be coming to you next Saturday with the full roster.
Right.
And hopefully we can entertain you guys today, though.
For sure. And now that you mentioned it, being live is one of the goals eventually to live stream one of these. So while we're recording... And then eventually, put up the actual podcast later, but to actually live stream on like Ustream or something.
Yeah, that would be fun, and that brings us right into our first topic. I wanted to ask you, how is the planning going for our next event?
So far, there hasn't been a whole lot of extra planning, just because I have been so busy with homework, and it's basically just me that's like doing the planning portion of it. But it's looking really good. We do have an official fundraiser at Delta now. So
okay, so when's that?
That's going to be on the 22nd of February. It's a bake sale that we're having. It's being hosted in the E-Wing. So
okay, Delta E-Wing bake sale, February 21st, 22nd.
22nd, correct. It's a Wednesday. Yep. It's all day at Delta from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Make sure you come out and buy your baked goods there. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Let's get on this right away because it's the biggest thing that happened this week. Whitney Houston died last night.
Yeah, she did.
And I don't know if you're a fan of the music, but
I was always a fan of her voice, and she had an incredible talent in that regard.
Yeah. This is going to be an example of one of those things that I think we were young enough that we remember when "I Will Always Love You" came out,
right?
And I remember "I Want to Dance with Somebody," but yes. I think Whitney's star had kind of already shown when we really started to appreciate music.
Right.
So we don't really remember the impact that she had on pop music to really talk about it.
Correct. And then there's just been all over Facebook, last night. That's how I found out about it. It's how I find out about a lot of stuff in pop culture.
Yeah, it's Facebook and Twitter.
Through Facebook and Twitter, correct. But a lot of people were... It was kind of down the middle. Some people were upset by it. Some people were, oh, whatever, she was a drug addict. And
the people that saw her reality show, and that's how they know Whitney for being famous, or that she was crazy and had a couple of different comebacks, those are the people that are tired of it. And I think you'll see the same thing that we did when Michael Jackson died. Maybe not as much of the fan outpouring, but I mean, the thing is that was a once in a generation talent that we just saw pass at too young of an age. And I saw that the LA coroners have her body now. I'm sure that it was complications because of her well-documented problems.
Right.
But no matter what, you hate to see a talent like that leave in any form. And that's a singer that we won't see the like of for a very long time.
For a while, yeah.
Moving on from that, another big event happened this week. I bought Kingdoms of Amalur.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about that on the last podcast, and how we were all really excited about it.
Yeah.
So,
and I know you picked it up, and you said that you had just played through the beginning several different times. Is there anything that stands out to you? Do you like the storytelling? Do you like the voice acting? The reviewers seem to really like that. There's a lot more variety of voices than in a game like, say, Skyrim or Fallout.
Right. Yeah, no, I like it a lot. From what I have played, again, I haven't played a whole lot of it because I've been so busy with different things. But that and the fact that I can't decide what exactly I want to do with my character, what direction I want to take it as far as what class and things like that. But yeah, so far the voice acting has surprised me. And the gameplay is a lot of fun. And I think it's really intuitive and great with the controller. I've played it on both PC and on the Xbox 360, and I actually prefer it for once on the console because the controller just feels
you
much
can
better.
Tell it was
it was designed for
a console. Yep. I'm about 4 or 5 hours in, and I can't believe I was playing it, and my girlfriend's son was watching me, and he said it looked just like Kingdom Hearts, and I didn't realize that that's why I was enjoying the combat as much.
Right. Yeah.
Until I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan.
Oh,
and
everyone really should be. It's a great game.
And that's the closest I can come to that's how the combat is. It's just like Kingdom Hearts, and that's a compliment. It's very fluid. It feels right, and it doesn't feel like you're playing an RPG. It feels like you're playing an action game.
Right.
And that's what the truly good action RPGs do. You forget that you're playing a stat-based game.
Yeah, it's great, and I look forward to the story is pretty cool. I mean, the fact that you've been brought back from the dead, and now you have no fate in a world surrounded by fate.
There's that. There's also how many games are we going to play this year, RPGs, where we're brought back from the dead to be the chosen one? I mean, you're a Dragonborn in Skyrim. You're the only undead person in Dark Souls.
Yeah, you're pretty much. I mean, any decent RPG, and you're the chosen one of something.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So.
And then the other major knock seems to be that it looks just like World of Warcraft.
Yeah, the graphics. Yeah, they're a little cartoony.
Get the bleep button ready. Who gives a shit? World of Warcraft is the most popular game on Earth.
No, you're right. See, and I can't stand people that say that. Like when I played Star Wars, and I continue to play Star Wars online, people were knocking it at first because it's just like World of Warcraft, and so what? It's World of Warcraft with lightsabers, and it is different in its own way, especially in the PvP area, but it's who cares? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. And there's a reason why World of Warcraft has moved over 10 million units.
Right.
That art style isn't bad at all. It's cartoony, it's fun, and I don't want hyper-realism all the time. I like to know that I'm playing a game. It's fun.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I'm enjoying it. I guess that's what we can say on the table read about Kingdoms of Amalur is I'm enjoying it. I think you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I know I will.
And yeah, like I said, I'm 5 hours in. I think I've only done 2 main quests for the main story. The side quests have been really fun and engaging. The world is engaging. I will say that they call it an open world RPG, and I'm not sure. Yeah, it's pretty linear.
Yeah, I've heard that it's linear open world. They really direct you where you want to go, but you can go wherever you want.
It's not the sandbox that Skyrim is.
Right.
You saw Chronicle this week.
I did.
And it's getting an 85 or an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm going to try to drag my hungover girlfriend off the couch to see it today. Give me some impressions. As a film critic, I mean, I know you're a big-time film guy. I'm glad we can ask this question to you.
Yeah, thank you. It was really well done. I would have liked to have seen it not a shaky or found footage kind of thing.
Yeah.
I did like that. And at first, I was a little put off by it because it was pretty shaky.
Yeah.
But as they get their powers, they use their powers to hold onto the camera, so it becomes a much more stable shot. So, and that's cool. But when they get into the action scenes later in the film, it becomes it takes me out of the film when he's grabbing iPods and iPads and hovering them around him just to record it. But it's that it really just took me out of the film. They're only doing this because it's a found footage movie. So it's just that kind of thing I would have liked to have seen.
And that seemed to be the I was reading the top critics on Rotten Tomatoes, and they seem to think that the found footage limited the film a little bit.
Yeah, it did. It really did. But other than that, it was a fantastic film. I loved it.
Good. Well-written, good story?
Yeah, it was a great story. It was done well. The fight scenes were awesome, and the way they discovered their powers was really natural.
Cool. I heard that the end is really good.
Yeah,
a lot of people thought that or at least the things I was reading, people felt like the end was a really good action sequence or something. I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know.
It's a really good superhero battle. That's pretty much what happens. Yeah,
good. I can't wait to see it myself. And also, the top critics seem to think that the director is bound for big things. I mean, as someone who's directed. What do you think of that? Is it a promising start?
Yeah, I do agree with that, and I think one of the biggest challenges for any director is getting their actor to portray the correct emotions and all these different things. And these guys go through so many emotions. These actors go through so many emotions in this movie, and he really brings that out of them really well.
And what do you think? I mean, obviously this is starring several young unknowns.
Right.
What do you think they have in their future? I mean, is there someone that blows people off the screen?
I don't think there's anything quite like that in the movie where you're just blown away by the performance.
Yeah, it's not a stunning debut by someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But it's still acted very well. But yeah, nothing. You don't have any big outshining performances.
Yeah, and I'm gonna jump around topics just because we're not doing a big Q&A session with several different people.
Right.
The Detroit Red Wings are in the midst of a couple really remarkable things. They've won 9 of 10 games in shootouts, and they've won 19 games in a row at home.
Right.
I'm not a huge hockey fan, but I do enjoy the game. What is more remarkable to you, Sean?
To me, the shootouts. And now I know that they're only one win away from tying the all-time NHL record for winning 20 games on home ice. But the shootout thing to me is more remarkable as a Red Wings fan, because I think it was 2 years ago, maybe even last season, where we couldn't win to save our lives in a shootout.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so to turn that around 1 or 2 seasons later with basically the exact same team.
Yeah.
And to win, 9 of 10 is for a while that we were undefeated. We were 8 of 8, and then we lost the 1, and then now we're 9 of 10.
And do you think that because this is a younger team than our Red Wings fans are used to, do you think we needed to cut our teeth last year and see our own blood a little bit, or do you think that we're just winning because? I mean, is there a reason, or are we just getting kind of lucky
that we're winning this year? I mean, well, last year we were riddled with injuries, and this year we've been a little bit luckier in that regard. So
I think we're one of the healthiest teams in the NHL. Actually.
I think we are. So we've got a couple of new guys on that blue line, and they kind of revitalized, I guess, our blue line. Because obviously you've got Nicky Lidstrom, who's 40 something.
Yeah. Now, are we keeping the scores low, and that's why we're getting into these shootouts, or are these 4-4 ties, or are these 1-1 ties?
It's a mixture of both. I mean, it's hockey. Anything can happen on any given night as far as goals go. And the ebb and flow in hockey is ridiculous. So, but there's been a mixture of both. I know the Wings are, I think, second or third in the goal differential department in the NHL right now.
Well, that seems amazing that we've had that many ties and we're that big in goal differential. That means when we're beating people, we're blowing them out.
We're blowing them out. That's right. Yeah, there was a stretch there when we were when we're right in the middle of that home win game streak. Where at home we would blow out teams 8-0, 8-2.
Wow,
yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, so
we watched 2 trailers before we started the table read here. One of them was the Avengers. One of them was the Amazing Spider-Man.
And we talked a little bit about this in the last podcast too.
That's right. I'm excited about both of these movies. I'm not as excited about Spider-Man, I guess, because that franchise has gotten the royal treatment over the years.
It really has.
I guess there's something to be said because it is the #1 comic voted by whoever.
Right.
I mean, anytime it's the #1 comic of all time.
Just be careful who you say that around, because Batman fans will argue you to death about that.
Yeah, well, and that's funny.
That's what I love about comics.
I don't know how many of our listeners have seen the new Amazing Spider-Man trailer, but it's feeling a little Dark Knight-y.
Yeah, and see that's kind of what Marvel and Sony wanted to do, is they wanted to take it back to the origins and kind of give it a Batman Begins reboot, where it's a much more realistic and gritty series. I
mean, do you think that's gonna work, or are audiences, because I think one of the reasons why Iron Man was so wildly successful was because it was over the top.
Right.
And obviously they had an actor in Robert Downey Jr. that could do that.
That's the thing. Is when you've got an actor like Robert Downey Jr. and you have a character like Tony Stark, you have to make that over the top. And that's just, he's a billionaire, playboy, philanthropist is what he calls himself.
Yeah. Okay, so, and we'll get more on Tony Stark when we get to the Avengers, but do you think that going serious and gritty was the right way for this Spider-Man character? Or do you think that it should have been even a little bit more zany and kooky than the original, not the original, but the reboot of Spider-Man we saw with Tobey Maguire was?
Here's the thing with Spider-Man. When you do Spider-Man, you have to do a couple of things right. You have to do, #1, Peter Parker. Mm-hmm. He has to be absolutely correct in the fact that he is a nerd. He is, and when I say a nerd, he's not just, the kind of nerd that you push over.
He's a science nerd.
He's a science nerd. Yeah. Exactly. He invented his own web shooters in the comics. He did all that stuff himself. So I love to see that in this new trailer. Apparently, he had a hand in creating the Lizard, because there's a scene in the trailer where he's filling in a blank spot on this, the
Good
generic
Hunting style.
Yeah, the generic giant chalkboard full of equations.
Yeah.
In any science movie, where and then later he says, "I had to stop him because I created him."
Yeah. Now, the Lizard, probably not every fan's first choice for a villain. How do we feel about that? I think Dr. Octopus would probably be, although they already did it, would probably be the popular choice. I think he's, without delving into Venom, he's probably the most popular Spider-Man bad guy.
You've got Green Goblin, Doc Ock, and Venom as far as probably the three most popular. The Lizard is a very emotional character for Peter because it's his professor. In some instances in the comics, it's his professional colleague. In other instances in the comics. So I mean, it's either way, it's a really close friend of his. Yeah. So I like that aspect.
Yeah, and if you're gonna play a real emotional, like we said, the Batman Begins type thing, I think you need a villain that's really intimately connected to Peter Parker. And I think fans of the comics will agree that the Lizard arc is one of the more emotional to Peter Parker as a character.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't, and here's the thing, it doesn't get any more emotional for Peter Parker than Gwen Stacy, because, I mean, obviously in the comics, you know, spoiler alert, she dies. Yeah. You know, knowing that that's probably what they're going to eventually do with her, and I don't think they will. I mean, seeing a bridge in, because actually when she dies, she gets thrown off a bridge by the Green Goblin in the comics. So seeing a bridge in that trailer kind of makes me a little leery, but I don't think they'll kill her off that fast.
Do we know that the Lizard is the only villain in this?
Yes, I'm pretty sure he is the only villain. I think there will be, and just because I've seen the toy line, there's an insinuation that there might be more lizards than just the one primary lizard. But Dennis Leary is in the movie, and he kind of plays the J. Jonah Jameson role. Because J. Jonah Jameson is not in this film.
He's not?
No. The Daily Bugle is mentioned, but it's not a primary focus. So
really? So they're doing it without J. Jonah Jameson.
At least for
arguably the strongest minor character that they have.
The best part of that original trilogy.
Dennis Leary in the trailer struck me as kind of the dad from American History X. Yeah. I mean, is that...
No, it's not off base.
Okay, I really feel like that's what he was channeling.
Right.
I mean, I expected the line affirmative action to come out of him. He seemed really a hardline conservative.
Yeah, and that's dad, and that's what he is. That's Captain Stacy. He is Gwen Stacy's father. Obviously, if you watch the trailer, you'd pick that up. But now in the comics, he ends up supporting Spider-Man. So I'm not sure if he'll turn over, or maybe they're going to have him as this kind of anti-Spider-Man figure throughout the entire trilogy.
Continuing with the J. Jonah Jameson role.
Right.
I mean, he needs a public figure
he needs
to be against him.
Exactly.
Spider-Man's always the underdog.
Yeah. So, and I love that they're doing that. I understand why they didn't with the first film, the first trilogy, because it came out right after 9/11, and if someone's doing good things in New York City, obviously the people are going to love them.
Oh, so, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And as someone who was 18 and 19 when those were coming out, that was a really patriotic movie for me, and I feel like there was only a certain way you can do it, and that's, I think, where fans my age are turned off by this reboot, is that Tobey Maguire might be Spider-Man for me for the rest of my life. He did a great job if we throw out Spider-Man 3, which I'm not sure was his fault.
Yeah, no, I don't think that was his fault. I mean, that was Sony's fault for throwing Venom in last second. That was and partially Raimi's. I mean, Raimi is a great director. I don't want to knock him in any way, shape, or form. That some of those scenes, the emo dance scene and the even in Spider-Man 2, when he's, you know, the sun raindrops keep falling on my head scene, where he's walking around and he's pointing at everybody and smiling, and it was just really, really cheesy. But
well, I mean, say what you will about Sam Raimi, and he is a great director, but he's a cheesy director.
Yes, he is.
You know, he's over the top, and that's why he was contracted to do a comic book movie that they didn't know would succeed.
Right.
And next question: when do we know when Spider-Man comes out? The Amazing Spider-Man? Is it Memorial Day?
No, it's July 3rd, 2012. So
4th of July weekend.
4th of July, yep. There you go.
That's they don't have a Will Smith movie to come out yet. Although I Am Legend 2 is being made.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yep. And well, Men in Black 3 does come out sometime this year. So.
Oh, I forgot about Men in Black 3.
So that might be.
Is Tommy Lee Jones in that?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
You know what? Those movies are fun.
Yeah. No. Well, okay. The first one was great. Second one was an identical copy of the first one. That's why everyone hates on it. But this one looks pretty interesting. I like that they're going to send him back in time and try to save Kay. So,
is that what it... I haven't seen any of the trailers. What's the synopsis here?
Basically, Will Smith's character, I think, is Jay. And I might have him reversed there. But anyway, his character discovers that Kay's character, Tommy Lee Jones' character, it hasn't told him everything. That he promised him the secrets of the universe, and he never really gave him. And then he was going to... The Tommy Lee Jones character is going to, you know, spill the beans and give him all this thing. But then he ends up... They go to work the next day, and he's not there. and they say Kay died 40 years ago, and Will Smith's character is like, what are you talking about? Like, and basically what he ends up doing is he goes on a mission to save Kay 40 years in the past.
Okay, I like this. I like time traveling.
Yeah.
I think we're both a big fan of that.
Right.
And you know, Will Smith can carry a weak movie. I really think he gets a bad rap as an actor that you're interested in.
Right. Yeah. No. I agree. And you know, I like a lot of the Will Smith movies. You know, and especially the ones that, you know, are going to get me thrown under a bus. Like what's the one with Hitch? Like even that kind of stuff. You know, I've enjoyed him. You know.
Exactly. And let's face it, a lot of his movies are made to make money.
Right.
And you know, that's why you make movies is to make money. That doesn't mean he's not entertaining.
Right.
You know. So I guess we'll move on from Will Smith.
Yeah.
We watched the Avengers trailer.
Yeah, there we go.
And I don't know that I've been this excited for a movie not directed by Christopher Nolan.
Right. Right.
The Avengers.
Okay, I'm going to throw this out there. I'm actually more excited for Spider-Man than I am for the Avengers.
Yeah.
After seeing that trailer, I was kind of standoffish at first. I was like, oh, I don't know the reboot and what they're going to do with this. But now that I've seen that trailer, knowing that they're going to do Spider-Man right, based off of that, I'm more excited for it. But the Avengers is still the Avengers, and it's still Joss Whedon and that entire cast.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think we were surprised with how well they did with casting Thor and Captain America.
Right.
I mean, those guys are good. They're not just good action actors. I think they're good actors.
Yeah, correct.
You know, and watching that trailer, we watched the extended Super Bowl trailer. For those of you that want to go to YouTube and look this up.
Right.
For me, when Thor grabs Captain America by the arm and pulls him up, that's when I'm invested in this movie.
That's right. Yeah.
I'll pay whatever you want to go see it on the IMAX. That's fine with me. It looks awesome. The concept of being able to see for an extended period of time over actors Sam Jackson and Robert Downey Jr. just over the topping each other.
Yeah.
It looks incredible. And the line, we have a vast army, and then Tony Stark just fires back with, yeah, we have a Hulk.
Yeah.
I can't wait. That one's coming out this spring, right?
Yep, that one's out in May. I forget the exact date, but yeah.
It's probably Memorial Day.
In May, yeah, probably. But yeah, that and I think watching the trailer has revealed a little bit more, and I think everyone kind of just assumed it was going to involve Skrulls, which I don't know if you know what those are.
No.
But
go ahead.
This
is a nerd podcast.
You know, yeah, it is. And honestly, I don't know as much as I would like to know about Skrulls myself, but I know that they are an alien race that at one point inhabits Earth, and they're shape-shifting, I think, in power. They might even be able to mimic powers of different people. So when you see, I think it's Captain America and Thor, or maybe it was Iron Man, fighting each other. There's a scene.
It could be a shapeshifter.
It could be a shapeshifter, and that's what's going on there. But I think everyone kind of assumed it was going to be some sort of alien thing that was going on, because every single trailer that they released before this, you see everyone kind of with their guns pointing up, and the characters looking up in the sky.
Yeah, well,
and then finally we see a little bit of that in this trailer.
It was at the end of Thor, right, that Loki's going to be involved in this.
Right.
The bad guy from Thor.
Right. Yep. I think it was. Yeah. I think it was after the credits had rolled that he was involved somehow.
Yeah. Spoiler alert to those of you that watch Marvel comic movies. After the credits, there's always bonus footage.
Yeah, there's always footage. So and I think the one thing that I got really excited about was that they had the power gauntlet, and I forget the exact name, but basically it's a bunch of gems in a gauntlet. Thanos, the character Thanos uses, and if they involve him in any way, that'd be ridiculous. He's kind of like, I don't know if you know a lot about the Apocalypse or Darkseid from the Superman comics.
Oh yeah,
he's basically that in Marvel Universe.
Oh, okay. He's an all powerful.
As far as how powerful he is, yeah.
Evil being.
Right.
Nice. Well, they have, and see, that's the thing that I don't know. Movie fans that go and watch the Avengers are going to see the Hulk, and the Hulk is a really strong guy that gets mad sometimes. But us comic book people know that the Hulk in comic book fiction has literally had like supreme beings nervous about letting him live.
Yep.
You know, like the Hulk's had to argue for his right to exist before because that being is so powerful. It's going to be interesting to see.
The source of Hulk's power is his rage. If the madder he gets, the stronger he gets. So if you just keep hitting him with stuff, he's just going to get stronger.
Yeah, and they've never really addressed that in a Hulk movie to date. That makes me think that that the Hulk could be the main character in this Avengers movie, with the rest of the Avengers kind of...
Yeah, he could be the one that saves the day, basically. Yeah.
And the original script, I believe, for the Avengers, they were supposed to fight the Hulk.
Were they?
Yeah, after the credits on Iron Man, they talk about that the foreshadowing was that Tony Stark was going to go find the Hulk.
Right.
Yeah, and then they after the Avengers script got greenlighted, I believe, that's when they made all the rest of the after the credits for Iron Man 2 and Captain America and Thor that all foreshadowed that they were going to get the Avengers together.
Right.
Because obviously, for those of you non-timeline film buffs, Iron Man, the original, was made long before the rest of the comic book movies that we're talking about. We need to do a comic book movie podcast. We need to get Jesse and Johnson here, and we'll just screw over the mayor. We'll maybe Skype someone in or two, and then we'll just count down like the 20 greatest comic book movies of all time. Just talk about it.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, there's so much.
It'd be fun, and then you could go on your 5-minute Scott Pilgrim diatribe.
You might want to reserve some more time than that.
Switching directions a little bit. This is a one-on-one, so we're bouncing all over the place.
Right.
There is one person in this room that correctly predicted the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And it was not me.
And it was not you.
Yeah, it was not me.
It was not you. Ye of little faith. It was 3-1 against me.
Yeah.
Picking the Patriots. And you know what? I still don't feel good about picking the Giants. That was a great game. That's why they play football, and that's why football is the most popular sport on the planet.
I did, yeah.
Or not on the planet, in America.
In America, yeah, obviously.
That was an exciting game.
Yeah, no, it really was. Chris Collinsworth, one of the announcers for the game, actually had mentioned in the game they should just let these two teams play every year.
I was gonna bring that up. That was my favorite line from the whole game.
Yep.
And at that point, they were so evenly matched. It was so entertaining, and I guess I watch football from an analytical perspective because I'm a very, very big fan. I'm a student of the game, and I was watching these players that are professionals, obviously, but these guys were executing and just canceling each other out. There was 4 or 5 total scores in the game. 5 or 6, I believe, total scores in the game.
Right.
And I was wire-to-wire entertained just watching these guys hit each other. It was great. It was exactly what you hope for every year when the playoff starts, is a Super Bowl like that.
Yeah, no,
and
I agree.
The funny thing is that they did it again the time before. I mean, this was just a repeat of the first time they played in the Super Bowl, and I couldn't have been happier. As a football fan, as a fan of entertainment, it was great.
Yep, and no terrible, other than the hip thrusting from Madonna, no terrible halftime mishaps.
Yeah, so, well, MIA flicked off the camera, which I didn't even see.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, she had to apologize.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that, and I think it was because it was MIA and no one really cared.
Right.
We would get more into the Super Bowl, but I don't think you guys want to hear about it. You've been hearing about the Super Bowl all week.
It's a week old, so.
And what we did see today, and I was going to put this on Rapid Fire, and we started talking about it, and it was too funny to just put in a little segment. For a fundraising activity, I found on my Stumble Upon something called the Urban Iditarod. And Sean, why don't you recently, I showed you this today, why don't you try to describe to the audience what exactly the Urban Iditarod is?
Mushing, I guess, if you want to call it that.
It's human dog sledding.
It's human dog sledding in a shopping cart across a really long course.
Yeah.
I think it was 4 miles.
The course, meaning several different bars that you go to with your quote-unquote dog team.
With your dog team.
Yeah.
And then
it's more of a metaphorical human sled dog race. Literal.
Right, basically. Yeah, it's just, going as fast as you can while drinking as much as you can.
Tied to a shopping cart.
Exactly.
So yeah, we this Urban Iditarod, we thought that it might be a fun little fundraiser to try maybe this summer or something. Yeah. Let us know, Wonder Nation. Comment on Facebook, email us, comment on the with the Wonder Nation inbox at the Wonder Nation
Yeah.
homepage.
There's a contact us kind of thing on the website at wondernation.com.
And let us know. Tweet at us at Wonder Nation at the Sean Connelly.
Yeah.
Couple of plugs in there.
Yeah.
And on that note, it's time for user mail. Sean, I have a user mail. Julie in Bay City wants to know that at the next Wonder Nation video gaming tournament event,
Sure.
what is the tournament you're most looking forward to administrating? Not the one you're most looking forward to playing in.
Playing in. Okay. The one I'm, I guess, most looking forward to administrating. Is that what the term is?
Well, the verb would probably be refereeing.
Refereeing.
I was.
Yeah.
Julie's not very good at grammar.
All right. Call of Duty was really intense this last time, but
Well, that's interesting because I wasn't even around for the Call of Duty. I was doing other stuff and I was watching the Street Fighter tournament when the Call of Duty one was going on. I didn't realize it was that fun.
no, it was. There was a lot of good talent in that. Gears of War was really intense too because of how we did it.
Yep.
It was a single elimination kind of thing where you had one death to work with and it was 1v1 and it was in the map and you had people on the same screen, so you're screen watching and you're doing that whole thing and it was just really intense to watch these two people try to kill each other once.
Nice.
Yeah. And that was pretty awesome. So to just watch probably one of those two.
Yeah.
But to actually referee and do that whole thing, maybe the Street Fighter tournament, because that was pretty intense too.
Street Fighter brought the biggest crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, there were clapping after the
Right.
Street Fighter matches, so that was fun.
Right.
That was fun. What's the one you're looking forward to playing in the most?
Halo again. I mean, it's just
Halo's your game.
yeah, it's my game. I've actually contemplated going pro. There are times when I play games and it's just like I really should, and then there's the occasional game where nope, I really shouldn't.
Yeah, where you just get destroyed by an 8-year-old.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So, but yeah, that one is. I'm looking forward to playing that one in the most.
I'm looking forward to Mario Kart.
I knew you were. I knew you.
I'm going
Mario
to
Kart
dominate Mario Kart.
And in Super Smash Brothers, I'm looking forward to again because that was just that one.
It was just fun.
Yeah, it was just.
It was just fun. I'm looking forward to playing Super Smash Brothers again. I don't even. I'm going to enter the tournament. I don't have high hopes for success, but I had a great time playing with those guys last time. It was fun. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, I've got one here for you. Heather would actually like to know. She listened to the podcast a couple of times.
Yes.
And she noticed that we didn't really talk too much about the NBA last time.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And she was actually, and this question was directed to you, coincidentally.
Yeah, I'm the local basketball nerd.
That's right. Who you think will win the respective conferences, the West and the East?
Oh, my picks.
Yeah.
I would love to do a whole NBA podcast. Just Wonder Nation, write in and request that. My picks before the season were the Miami Heat and the Memphis Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies are one of my favorite teams to watch. They have Mark Gasol, brother of Pau Gasol. They have Zach Randolph, former Michigan State alumni. And they have Rudy Gay, who's one of my favorite players on earth. And they shocked Dallas last year by taking them to 6 games, I believe, and beating them. And they lost to Oklahoma City in the semifinals. And they're just a really good team. But I'll tell you what, Oklahoma City is playing out of their gourds right now. They have probably the best 1-2 punch in the league. Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant are averaging about 50 points a game. I think they're averaging 49 points a game as a duo.
Oh,
and they're completely unstoppable. Russell Westbrook's probably the best athlete not named LeBron James in the NBA. And they can do it all. Except maybe beat the Miami Heat.
Right.
Unfortunately, I don't think the Miami Heat are going to make the NBA Finals. I think the Chicago Bulls are going to beat them. Every time Derrick Rose has played the Miami Heat since they brought the big three together, I think he averages like 33 points a game against them. It's absurd.
Yeah.
It's like looking at... oh, that's nice. Sorry about that, Wonder Nation. We will edit that out. No, we won't.
No, we won't. It was right when you were talking about it.
Yeah,
I'm not getting
exactly.
That out.
There's some guys that just get up for certain teams, and Derrick Rose does not want Miami to ever score on him, ever. It's just amazing. And yeah, so my picks would definitely be Oklahoma City and the Chicago Bulls to be representing the NBA
conferences.
Eastern and Western Conferences in the finals.
Awesome. Yeah, I know nothing about the NBA, unfortunately.
Yeah, no,
so
I
just let you go on that.
I'm gonna respond to Heather right after that. Type of little email saying thank you for the question.
All right.
Moving on, we will play some zany music right here. It is rapid fire time, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
so
sir.
Sean, I'm just going to be firing these questions at you. I want you to just say whatever comes to your mind right away. We were watching. We brought up IGN.com and a advertisement for a little show called Full Metal Jousting was on that Sean had never heard about.
Yeah, you know,
it's a show about a league of jousters. My question to you for rapid fire, Sean, is what medieval sport do you want to see made into a reality show?
I would like to see some sort of Coliseum kind of reality show where it's not a battle to the death.
You want to see gladiatorial combat.
I don't want to see people dying.
You want to see MMA with weapons.
Yes, exactly. I want to see MMA with weapons.
That's ridiculous. I want to see Aztec handball.
Oh, Jesus.
It's the most brutal. Okay, you got to bleep yourself out now.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't expect that one?
No, I didn't.
I want to see Aztec handball. Jack White of the White Stripes is coming out with a solo album. Will you be purchasing it?
Well, and that's an unfair question to me because I don't purchase a lot of things as far as music goes. But I really just depend on other people for that because I'm a huge music buff. But I will definitely listen to the crap out of it.
Okay, so you will not purchase. You may pirate.
Yes.
All right. I am super hungover today and going to take care of my girlfriend as soon as we get done doing the table read. That being said, what is your favorite shot to do at the bar for the listeners of Wonder Nation?
Well, the Jameson shot. Just because when we're at the bar doing the Jameson shot, we're also listening to Ireland by Garth Brooks. So it's just, being Irish.
Yeah, an example of a song you would buy.
Yeah, yes. Yes.
I gotta go. That's a good answer, Jameson, by the way,
Yeah.
for all you whiskey drinkers out there. Try Irish whiskey. Go Irish or go home.
Thank you for that.
I've been preferring a Prairie Fire, which is a shot of tequila with 3 drops of hot sauce in it. It sounds disgusting, but it's actually good. And you look like a BA when you drink one.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm really intrigued and now I want to try it.
More rapid fire coming up here. The NBA All-Star Weekend is coming up in 1 week. Can you name 3 players
that are
going to the
it?
NBA All-Star game?
No. I mean...
I think I can name all 20.
I was going to say, I could probably tell you LeBron, Kobe, and Derrick Rose.
What? There you go. That's
right,
3 of them. Ding, ding, ding. Good job. Good job. I didn't think you'd get that.
I know.
We all know that you're a video game buff, a nerd, as it were.
Yeah.
You have both an Xbox and a PlayStation 3. Always a debate raging. Which one's better? Which one's worse? Xbox or PS3? Which one's better for the ladies?
For the ladies. Okay.
These aren't serious questions. You don't have to really consider them that much.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to go Xbox 360.
What is that?
Just because of the Kinect.
The Kinect?
The Kinect.
The Kinect.
Yeah. Basically, you're injecting a Wii into your 360.
Yeah.
Take the sexual innuendo.
Yeah, I was going to say, ladies and gentlemen, please don't actually inject a Wii into your Xbox 360. But I play Just Dance all the time. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun. And the girls love it.
The girls love Just Dance.
Walking Dead is about to premiere season 3. You've only watched season 1.
I have. I didn't even know season 2 ended. Okay.
And
they took like a year break between season 1 and season 2.
It's AMC.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it. We're really bogging down rapid fire with this. I didn't even get to my question yet. Right. Could this show fill the obvious empty spot in your heart that Chuck has left?
No. I just don't have to think about that. No, because and here's my reason for that. Chuck, to me, was...
Rapid fire's over, by the way. He's going to talk about Chuck for probably 5 minutes.
I'll keep it as short as I possibly can. Chuck, for me, was it's a completely unique experience because of the fan interaction with the cast and the crew and how they really got involved with the fans. So
yeah, you like the fan interaction part of it?
Yeah, I mean, it was... There's been fan interaction before, but not to the level that Chuck provided because Zach Levi was so hands-on and experienced when I went out to Comic-Con and Nerd HQ and he was just hanging out with fans Thursday through Sunday, just chilling with us, you know, and that was playing video games with us and doing contests with it was incredible. Yeah. That he got the cast of to do that as well with him. So that connection to the cast that I probably will never feel again.
Side question: are you a Fringe watcher?
I've seen season 1 and 2.
All of my dork friends love Fringe. I've never seen an episode.
I do like it, and I'm a huge fan of parallel universes, and that they really touch a lot
that
on that in this show.
Sliders type thing.
Yeah, so
I'm a big Sliders fan.
Yeah, me too. So it's probably one of my favorite shows of all time, Sliders. At least season 1 and season 2. So, but yeah, it'll be a show that I eventually do wrap up and watch the entire thing one day.
Of Fringe.
Yep.
You love the fan interaction. You love the sci-fi thing, and you're still not watching fucking Battlestar Galactica.
I'm sorry. I will eventually watch it.
We might have an entire Battlestar Galactica podcast too. Because that show, if you're even a little bit nerdy, if you've seen Star Wars and you're like, okay, that's kind of neat, watch Battlestar Galactica, please. It's amazing. It's so good. Season 1 is just a triumph of budgeting and acting and just everything a cable show could be. The only reason that we're talking about Walking Dead is because of shows like Battlestar Galactica that proved that you can do a big-time standalone show on cable.
High concept on a low budget, yeah.
And I'm off my stump. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining Sean and I on the table read. We're short-handed this time. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time here at One Nerd Nation. Thank you.